Sup, gigglers?
Gary, fix the Wi-Fi.
Manifest that shit.
OD can't manage. I mean, the day just got away from me.
What's up, my growly gigglers? Rare. Look, I'm trying to get creative here.
Did you blow your hair out today?
I did do a little Dyson.
Wow, it looks nice.
Thank you. And I am wearing glasses today.
No, you look really pretty
They're
today.
fake glasses. Oh my God, thank you.
Wait, what are these white kitten heel pumps on your...
Vintage Prada.
No, I spotted them from my
Wait,
peripheral.
I love how there's so much crap in this room and Paige somehow saw the tiny kitten heel of...
Is that a vintage shoe? I think there's a vintage heel here. What is it?
That is so... It's literally under a pile of garbage and she's like, cute. Wait, cute.
No.
We were just...
I miss you so much.
Wait, no, I miss you so much. We've been praying for a weekend free, and then the whole time I just like watched TV and missed Paige.
No, literally Netflix was like, you've caught us. Like, we're out of shit for you.
I watched everything that's ever been made this weekend.
Yeah.
I finished it.
Are you ever like binging? Like you're doing a full rat day. Like you've been there for 8 hours and
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I have nothing else to watch.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like I can't watch old stuff? Like if it's not new, I'm like, like I'll be hanging out with someone and they'll be like, let's like throw on what's your favorite movie? And I'm like, unless it's new, I'm not watching it.
I do have to say, because I have an older man, every now and then I like to experience his culture.
Yeah.
And I say, what's a movie that like you loved from back in the day that I've never seen? And that's a fun experience for us. Because also, you know how we just like know actresses, but we never know their like breakout role
what
from
was,
like the 90s or the 2000s? I watched Mulholland Drive last night. Have you ever? Has it crossed your desk ever?
I feel like I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I couldn't give you one fact
It's in the
about it.
zeitgeist. So it's
Okay.
Naomi Watts' breakout role.
You just wanted to say zeitgeist because
Yes.
you're wearing glasses.
Yes. And
What
neither of us can spell zeitgeist.
What is a zeitgeist?
I feel like it's like something that's really relevant. Like culturally
what's, like,
relevant.
happening? Okay.
Yes. Like zeitgeist. I feel like
Wait, we are the zeitgeist.
we are zeitgeisty. That's our we giggling is zeitgeist. We just start using it appropriately. This movie, oh my God, you should watch
Sorry,
it.
I like can't get comfortable. I'm like squirming like a little.
I was
mule.
dying laughing because the last episode, whenever I would talk, you were having a coughing attack, and then you also lost something at one point, and you were just whenever I would talk, you were looking for it, and at one point I was like, "What are you looking for?"
That was on Zoom.
That was on Zoom.
Yeah. I was like, nothing to see over here.
So Mulholland Drive, it's got famous for this like sex lesbian scene with Naomi Watts and the other actress who I forgot.
Okay.
But it's like hot.
Damn, a rough day to be that other actress.
I'm so sorry.
Imagine it's like your breakout role and you just hear some Gen Z girl go, sorry, I forgot her name.
You know what? Out of respect, Chris, because I know you're regularly Googling the lesbian scene, you creep. Can you He's playing it right now. What's the name of the other actress?
What was the
Chris,
movie
put
name
your
again?
boner away. What was Can you do your job for a second? What's the name of the actress?
Movie name again? One more time?
Mulholland
Drive. No, we can't spell Mulholland.
Oh, really tough.
So I love movies that trick me. Like, I want to be tricked.
Yeah.
I love a twist.
We were like, I really wasn't expecting that.
This movie is such an amazing trick that you will watch the whole movie and it finishes and you're still like, that might have been the worst movie I ever watched. And then you Google it and you go, I was completely tricked. That was the best movie I've ever watched.
Sorry for
And
my,
I was sober.
Sorry for my long pause. I'm trying to think of like how to even word this. So unless you Google it afterward to find out the actual meaning, you're gonna think it's the worst movie ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, and some would argue maybe that's a bad movie if you don't get it, but like no one gets it. But then once you realize, it's very artistic.
Is the ending kind of like a Sopranos ending where people were pissed?
No, the ending's incredible, but the
Okay.
ending makes you realize, oh, what I was thinking the whole time wasn't true, and now I have to rethink everything I thought about this movie. But there's
just
points.
how I wake up in the morning. You know, just like, oh, everything I thought was actually a lie. So let me rework it.
We
Yeah.
found out bananas are actually berries on the Burner Phone pod this week. I think you guys should listen. It was a very fun episode.
What?
Yeah, so that's my world's been crushed. I have to rethink everything. Do we have the name of the actress yet?
Yeah, the stars are Naomi Watts and Laura Haring.
Laura
wow.
Haring. Shout out Laura.
Laura,
She
we
crushed
hope you're
it.
doing well.
She crushed it. What did you?
Shout out to my least favorite ex-boyfriend. Usually we shout out my favorite one, but my
Yeah.
least favorite one.
Yeah.
He actually, like in my mid-20s, showed me so many classic movies that I had never seen that like I do feel better than people when I'm like, oh my God, you haven't seen that? It's a classic.
See, I've never seen a movie before. Like I miss like everything Des says, I'm like, nope. And he's like, are you fucking kidding me?
yeah.
And then we sit down and
No,
it's
this
fun.
guy had a zeitgeist, if you will,
I love
of just
that.
like classic movies. So
I
he
love
really
that.
like upped my movie game.
I do have an uncle who's like obsessed with James Bond, so
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like a lot of the James Bond movies, but I wouldn't say that really brings any value to the community.
Wait, speaking of like actresses, did you see Scarlett Johansson this past week say like why she doesn't take pictures with fans?
Oh yeah, she was like, I'm not working.
No, she said she gave a very Gwyneth Paltrow answer. And like
Yeah.
I feel like people aren't like laughing at it as much as like it should be laughed at.
Yeah.
Like when Gwyneth Paltrow said like consciously uncoupling, like
Yes.
she said that she doesn't take pictures with fans like out in the wild because wait, let me get the exact quote
Yeah.
because it's so good.
Since we are accomplished journalists, we're gonna get the quote right.
Okay, so
Okay,
she said
wait.
she doesn't take pictures with fans because she doesn't want to be identified in this time or place with that person.
But that's so funny. But part of me is like, okay, spy. Like, who are you hiding from?
part of me is like, what a crazy way to think of it. Like that's such a like alien way to think of like, yeah, I don't want to be involved in this time or place with you.
Yeah.
But also like I get what she's saying where she's like, I want to be like, I want to like live my life and not
People not know where I am all the time.
not know like where I am, what I'm doing, who
Yeah.
I'm with. Like I get that.
But then some
anonymity.
celebs live their lives where they want everyone to know at all times what they're doing, who they're with.
Yeah. For me, I wouldn't have the balls
Yeah.
to say that to anyone, let alone like I would assume that her fan base is well, actually she's been in like so many
Well, she's been in, like,
movies
Marvel
that like she
movies.
probably does have a lot of men fan base.
The Marvel movies
But,
ruined
like-
it for her, probably.
A girl coming up to me, imagine just being like, I don't want to be identified in this time or place with you.
A girl will come up to me at the airport, take a photo, and I look at her and I say, I'm so sorry for that photo.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I
So
can
sorry
see
that
them
I look
disappointed
like this.
how bad I look in the photo.
Yeah.
They're like, I can't use this fucking photo, Hannah.
Absolutely.
I do have
No,
to
a giggler could come up and be like, I need a kidney. And I'd be like, point to the nearest hospital. Where are we going?
if you think about it, like you don't see that many selfies with like Kardashians.
A-list celebrities.
You don't see.
Where are all the selfies?
When was the last time you saw Kim Kardashian do a selfie with someone? I think it's just they're like so protected. And maybe on like press days they do, but like
Yeah.
wherever they travel, they don't have to see anyone.
Like if I walked into a coffee shop in New York City right
Yeah.
now and I saw Jennifer Lawrence
Yeah.
standing there,
Yeah.
the last thing I'm doing is asking her for a selfie
No.
because I respect her.
Well, there are just some types of people who don't think like, oh, this is a human person who may, if everyone asked her to get a selfie every time they
Right.
wanted, that she couldn't live her life. But some people see a celeb and think they're the first person to ever see that celeb.
Right.
And are like, oh my God.
But also on the other hand, does it really hurt to just turn your head and be like, and smile? No, you know?
It's I guess some people pick their boundaries differently.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to think like when you're a certain level of celeb,
Mm-hmm.
if you start with one photo, then it becomes a full meet and greet at the coffee shop, you know?
Right.
Because then people are like, oh, you took a photo with them, why not me? And next thing you know,
Right.
you're like, how do you get out kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
And then it got me thinking about celebrity. Sorry, I watch a lot of celebrity documentaries.
Mm-hmm.
Niall Horan.
Yeah.
Did you hear when he was on One Direction that he had a point where he got so big he couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
But looking back at it, he's like, I also dealt with some paranoia that I thought that I would get swarmed anywhere I went. And he's like, looking back, I might have not been swarmed, but I was so scared of the possibility of getting swarmed that I started like hearing things and like
Oh my God.
I couldn't leave my house.
Stop.
And that's what happened to Justin Bieber.
No way.
Well, I just added that at the end. I don't know if
Oh.
that's true, but fame definitely hasn't helped.
No.
And go full circle, Mulholland Drive is about Los Angeles and fame.
It really is. It really is. I saw a TikTok and the girl was like, she was quoting something and she was like, why has the standard for a wife stayed the same, yet the standard for a husband has gone down? And she was like, think about it. Years ago, like, she was like, my grandpa built my grandmother's house. Like, okay, she stayed in it and like made the house a home and like fed the kids and stuff. But he physically built the fucking house. Now, like any man, he's like, cool, I'll call a TaskRabbit. But women, we have to also like do all the home stuff, but then also do like the work stuff.
And I would argue I want a man who is capable of being a present father.
Yeah.
And by that, I mean like, bring the baby to my nipple.
Yeah.
I don't want to get up. Like someone who's waking up or someone who's very involved in the parenting.
I almost would rather, I mean, not that I should have to pick, but like, I want a man who's more involved in like the cooking and the cleaning.
I do have
Really,
to say.
I just want a housekeeper. I just realized
I do have to say-
want an assistant.
Some of these girls who have done it right, they marry chefs. The one thing though is chefs are like a lot of the time crazy people.
Yeah.
Because their job is just like being in hot places, yelling at people, snorting cocaine,
Yeah.
tattoos. Like chefs are crazy. And then sometimes they go home and they're like, I'm not gonna cook you a meal. It's like me coming home and having to do a stand-up set for Des. I'm like,
Yeah.
you have to pay money for that.
Yeah.
Like I don't do it for free.
I just want someone who's like, I'll make school lunches.
I do have to say, I've dated guys in the past who have cooked, and it's been so hot and so fun.
I've never like dated a man that like
The
like,
energy they
legit
put into
cooks.
barbecuing, put it into everything.
Yeah.
Put it into sandwiches, put it into pasta, put it into steak. Get them like really into making steak. You have to trick them to be like, oh my God, I love that salmon you made.
Yeah.
And then they like get passionate about it, and then it gets part of their ego, and then they're like obsessed with it.
That's what it is. Make it a part of their ego.
Yes. Chris is
You've
smiling.
tricked
That
them.
many people
Right?
do.
And
Oh,
the
make
second
it part
you
of
make
their
it, and I
ego.
go, oh my,
Oh,
wait.
baby, I love
My-
your barbecue chicken.
my-
It's so
I go,
good.
my ex used to make it.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. And honestly, he had a weak wrist. He couldn't even like lift it to
You know
me.
what's so funny? I do that to my brother all the time. My brother is a phenomenal chef.
I love that for him.
And I'll DM him.
you know, my brother is too.
It's kind of
And
crazy.
we don't cook.
I'll send him things and I think he's catching on, but he's actually not. Like I'll actively be like, I wish you could make this, but like it's probably way too hard for you. And I always think like he knows I'm fucking with him, but he doesn't. And he'll be like, oh, so you think I can't make that? Like, are you kidding? You're so stupid. I actually can make it. When are you coming home next? Because I'll make it. And I'll be like, in 2 weeks. And he will have made it. And I'm like, you stupid fuck. Like, you're so stupid. But I do it every time
I
to
once,
him.
for my brother's birthday, bought him like a steak thing, like all these steaks.
Yeah.
And he gets really into like, oh, like how high quality are these
Yeah.
steaks? And then I keep buying him like things to make steaks
Yeah.
with. And like they love tchotchkes. Like if you get
Yeah.
him a new knife, be like, you can cut a pork chop with that knife
Yeah.
that you can make.
Yeah.
You make them feel like hunters, you know?
That's why I'm like, we're so much smarter.
And the joke of like men used to go to war is so funny to me, just to wrap this up, because my final thought is like men literally used to go to war. Like they would like get.
Is it even a final thought if you don't adjust your glasses? You know?
Also, this whole time. This whole time I can't see. Like I can't see. I've been fighting for my life with these fake glasses because I like the aesthetic, but like I feel blind. I can't hear. I can't talk. I feel I have nothing
Yeah.
left. Men used to go to war. Men used to like have their arm blown off and
Yeah.
still run and
Yeah.
like do what they had to do. Nowadays, a man's going down on you and sees you're spotting slightly on your period, and he's like, I can't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Men used to go to war, and you
Yeah.
can't go down on me when I'm on my period. Grow up. Is
And that's a great final thought.
wait? I'm so scared to ask you this because like you're gonna break my heart.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
You're going to literally rip my heart apart. Oh my God, yeah.
Go do it. Ask.
I told you to watch Detroiters. What did you think?
Okay, I watched a couple episodes of it.
Yes.
Second season's better than first.
Okay.
It's like stupid humor. So it's not like fully where I'm like, you have to watch this show. It's so funny.
Yeah.
But there are so many bits in it that I'm like, that's fucking hilarious.
Yes.
And it gives like a you and I.
Right? Right?
Like stupidness.
I'm Tim and you're Sam. I basically was like, this is so weird, but in another universe, this is me and you.
Yes. It's just such a like funny, it's just like a stupid show.
If you want to watch like the goofiest show ever, like
It's great to been falling asleep to it.
I fall asleep to the Meghan Markle show, but to each their own.
To each their own.
Side note, the Meghan Markle show, I started watching, Jackie Schimmel did a whole thing of her watching it in her comments, and she made a comment where she was like, I've never seen someone like be with her friends but act like she just met her friends. Like the lack of chemistry she has with like her uncle in it, and I kind of loved it.
I love that.
I feel like Meghan, we forget she always wanted to be an entertainer, and now she's just like, this is it's funny
She's
because
an actress.
it's very Martha Stewart, except she doesn't start off with being like, I particularly have a skill for this. She just kind of was like, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, like I'm getting my kids ready for school and also making beautiful parfaits.
Yes.
Like, and this is what I do.
Yeah, it seems like while the world is burning, you can have a beehive.
My only gripe with Meghan, and it's not really even a gripe, it's I can't stand when she calls Harry H, because I just feel like that. Okay, I'm not like. Oh my God, I was not expecting that. I'll be here for the rest of the hour.
I'm here till Wednesday.
Because here's the thing that annoys me, and it's the logistics of it.
Yeah.
A nickname is supposed to be easier to say than the actual person's name. The name Harry is like quite literally, I feel like one of the easiest names.
Rolls off the tongue.
Rolls off the tongue.
Rolls.
To say H, I feel like is harder on your mouth.
Can you call me H from now on?
And then in change does not make it like an easier nickname.
Sorry, I had a friend who I love, but she did the most annoying thing where whenever she'd start dating
I just
a
realized
guy,
your name starts with H.
Yeah,
That's why you
that's
said
what
that.
I
I was like, why
said.
would I call you that?
you go, wait, Hannah starts with an H? I had this friend who whenever she would start dating a guy, like they'd be a week in, and she'd be like, me and Jay, and his name was like Jason. She'd be like, Jay and I, and then she'd meet another guy named like Patrick. She'd be like, me and P, and I was like, I feel like you're overcompensating because you guys actually haven't talked about anything. Yeah, you've never spoken to each other.
I'm just thinking, like, have I ever been close to any boyfriend ever? I've never called them like a nickname ever. Like,
I would say like
from their own name.
I once started dating a guy and I would say like babe, and he was like, don't ever call me that. And I was like, okay, unpack that in therapy. Like I'm just,
you know what? I actually have some other choice words, you fucking asshole. How about that for a nickname, babe?
What's your go-to when you were in a relationship and had someone who loved you?
when I felt a warm touch at night. Nothing based off their own name.
Yeah, it would be generic. Like
it would be something that happened, or like something like
I like
don't
calling
know.
them like what a pimp would call his girls. Like
Yeah.
it could be, in case I forget your name, babe, honey buns.
Yeah, like yeah.
I like to say what's cooking, good looking.
I actually like my name being used.
Ooh,
like
there's
I like
nothing-
being called Paige.
Say every fucking syllable of my name, including the silent H at the end. Hannah. When Des is my name fully, I'm like, okay, stop flirting.
Yeah,
You're
like,
literally obsessed with
it's
me.
No,
like
there's
literally just.
something really like, were you trying to like make love? Like, why don't you chill the fuck out?
Okay, when you made eye contact
Say
during that,
my
that was
name.
so intense. Well, yeah, then Des will say hands sometimes.
But we actually are similar. We have names that like you can't shorten.
I know.
Like there is no nickname for our names.
Yeah.
So it's like, But here's the thing, my name, and I've said this for years, and no one has ever like agreed with me. or been like, I see where you're coming from. If you say my name fast, Paige, it can also sound like if you say the word bitch fast, it sounds like Paige. Because I've been in so many situations where I'm like, did you just call me a bitch? And they're like, I said Paige. And I'm like, I don't think you did. I don't think you did.
I do have to say, if they want to Frankenbite it, it looks the same off the lip.
Paige.
Paige.
Bitch.
Paige. Paige. Bitch, 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 bitch.
So, and I never...
Your mom called you a bitch.
100%.
And then the doctor thought it was Paige and wrote it down. This is so, you know when you have a sibling and like you're too lazy to say their name like fully? So like my brother's name's Daniel, but I always called him Denel.
Or I thought you were going to say Dan, but that would have been crazy. That would have been, no, God, no.
God, no. Wait, what else did you watch this weekend?
Oh, there was like a new Netflix show called, I like caught up on my stuff.
Okay. Oh, so you're being private about it. She's like, how about none of your damn fucking business?
Wait. Actually, my mom will always call me and I'm like, okay, gotta go. I'm gonna watch my shows. And she's like, what shows? And I'm like, you don't know them. She's like, that's why I'm asking.
No, my mom
shows?
convinced herself that she has the same taste in shows as you. So whenever you watch something, she watches it. She's like, if Paige likes it,
we
I'll
talk
like
about shows a lot.
Because you guys like period pieces. You think
no,
you're like
we
better
love
than people.
a period piece.
Okay, then I'm gonna bring it up.
Wait, did you see? Sorry.
Okay, I just took so much courage to say the last sentence, and you. What did I see? What is he?
Literally, my boyfriend Brandon Skellner.
Get his name.
Yeah, what is his name?
Sklarner.
I said it wrong on the
Who told you?
On the pod. I heard like a
Brandon Skellner.
Skellner has a girlfriend.
Like just got one?
I don't know. I didn't. Once I saw a girlfriend, I honestly didn't look into it.
He heard you talking about him on the pod, and he was like,
I have a girlfriend. No, I was like, wow, what interesting timing. We haven't heard one thing about a girlfriend. I say one goddamn word, and it's like a whole article. How I met my girlfriend on Tinder. I was like, oh, fuck off.
Tinder?
I don't know. I made that up. It could have been something totally different.
Well, I'm sorry about that.
Thanks.
It's a tough way to start the week, for sure.
For sure.
It seems like an attack on you. That was like when Charlie Puth got married to make me jealous. I was like,
that was crazy. He took the bit too far.
Took it so far. I was like, I don't even follow you anymore. Like, how was I even going to see that? Like, I didn't even see it. Shout out to SeatGeek for being the #1 ticketing app. Who do you want to see live?
Okay. I've always been obsessed with SZA, but after seeing her at the Super Bowl, I'm like, I could go to a SZA concert because I also feel like you could sit for something. Yes. You could sit for some songs and be in your feels. Down.
Yes. I hate when you have to constantly be pumped up because I'm going through many different emotions during a concert. I want to go on a journey. No. I'm not a dancer. You're so right. They also have more than 70,000 ticketed events. I love going to Knicks games.
We love the Knicks.
We're open to like new artists we haven't seen before.
I also think a first date, like if you're buying tickets for something for a first date, you've planned something.
Yeah,
You've
that's
thought
fun.
about the event. Like, I think that's a really good first date.
I like that. Also, comedy shows. It's amazing on SeatGeek. And their app is so easy to use. Like, I just press Sabrina Carpenter, and you pick how many you want, and it gives you all the options of different price seats that you want for the night.
There's something about looking at an app and, like, looking at the like venue of like where you want to pick your seats that like gets me excited.
No, it's so excited. Like it's about to be a party.
Yeah, you're like, okay, where? Like what side do I want to be on? Obviously, Hannah has a good side, so she's gonna be the left side.
There's a reason SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app.
And you know that obviously we came through for you guys, and you can use code Giggly for 10% off your next set of tickets on SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code Giggly. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek.
Okay, I'm beyond about this documentary on Hulu that you told me to watch. Ruby Frankie.
No.
Not to be confused with Anne Frank. Ruby Frankie.
No. Here's the craziest part. Prior to her getting arrested, I had never gotten like, I'm not a YouTube girly really, so like I don't really know people that are like very big on YouTube, and I really don't know obviously like families that are big on YouTube. But on my TikTok algorithm, I would say like a couple months prior to her getting arrested, I kept getting fed like a lot of their videos and people being like, oh, this is like a really interesting tactic, like as a mom. And like the comments would be like, no, she's been crazy for years, or like I've watched them for whatever. Like, no, she's just like tough love, whatever. So I like kept getting those. So I knew who they were. And then she got arrested. So I've been like so in it and obsessed. Well, let's first say what it is. She turned lesbian with that woman.
Okay, well, mic drop.
Because I think
It's literally the plot of Mulholland Drive. No, I'm just kidding. So this is the thing. It is such a more complex story than just, I thought it was just a mommy vlogger gone crazy.
No.
She's not just like a mean mom.
No.
I mean, I think she is.
Yeah.
But let's be honest. There's Mormonism.
She's Mormonism and brainwashing.
Mormonism, brainwashing. So she started off,
The husband?
well, he was interviewed the whole time.
The husband has something mental.
He loves the embarrassment, the pain.
No, it was like listening to him tell the story, I was just like,
He like
you're
enjoyed
freak.
it.
You're a freak. Okay, let's call this what it is. You're not normal either, sir. If anything, scariest one here. Okay? This is terrifying.
Hide like a normal person who should be ashamed.
Slip into the night, my guy. You should be arrested too.
Yeah.
You should be arrested too.
Well, stop acting like the father just was absent and had no idea of the family thing. Like, he knows the kid was sleeping on the floor.
You knew that your kids didn't get Christmas gifts. Jail.
Yeah.
Immediate jail time.
Yeah. So I'm only episode
Right?
2 in it. I'm only episode 2.
Oh, okay.
So you gave some stuff away
Sorry.
already. But her whole thing was she didn't even like care about money. She wanted to be America's mom. She loved the fame. And then she would go so far as
America's mom, you didn't feed them. You literally, that's the number one thing about being a mom, just feeding us.
I'm obsessed with influencer culture where like what's going on behind the scenes. And what's incredible about this documentary is they gave like hundreds of thousands
Footage.
of minutes
Yep.
of footage of her filming herself, which, by the way, on my deathbed, delete the drafts in my phone.
Right, like they have all the videos that
Nothing-
like weren't posted, like the things that were edited out, they play.
And I'm saying just based on my embarrassment of me like trying to say something and fucking it up, like that's so embarrassing.
Right.
She literally
Or
has
someone's
her
talking and you're like, I'm filming something.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You fumble a word, you're
Yeah.
trying to get it right. Like, that's so embarrassing. She has all that. Plus, she's like, kids next door, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Right fucking now, or you better sound happy in this
Yeah.
conversation.
Did
like,
you notice how her daughter referred to her with their first names?
as Ruby.
Mhm.
And then the son, one of the sons, is so cute. And she realized that he was like the reason they were getting so many views
Yeah.
because he was like so cute. And then also, these kids just became teenagers. They basically were like, Mom, I want to play with my friends
Yeah,
and
like, I
not
don't
do
wanna do
hours of
this.
YouTube video brand deals with you. And she
Right.
was like, he's possessed. Like, he's gone crazy. So it's a combination of religious stuff, brainwashing from
Mm-hmm.
this therapist, and just it's a complicated tale of abuse.
It's so crazy. And you know, like when I was watching it, one of the things was like, I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad for the younger kids.
Mhm.
Like they got the brunt of her like psychosis craziness. But then I was like, wait, I actually feel the worst for the older kids
Mhm.
because they could remember what their mom was like normal.
Mhm.
And like the oldest daughter, like had like started crying about something obviously, but she just said like, this is not my mom. Like this is not the mom I grew up with.
Yeah.
So that alone, like imagine one day your mom just like isn't who she's been her whole life and
Yeah.
you're just like, wait, what?
Well, the whole concept of filming your kids, and you see it a lot. Like, people get, I think, addicted to they put the phone on their kid and they immediately get likes. So they
Yeah.
think, oh my God, I want likes.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a fuck? I'll keep filming my kid.
No, I said that Daphne was never going to be on Instagram
And-
2 days in. I'm like, She's a runway model.
She's a DSW brand deal in stores.
And like, you want to go to school? You have to pay for it.
And at one point, the kids were like, I don't want to film. And she's like, I'll give you $10 if you film. There are laws in California now that says something like if your kid has to get a certain percentage.
Child labor laws.
Yeah. Which, as there should be.
Well, because think about all those years ago,
Yeah.
like when kids started, like Shirley Temple.
Yes.
Like starting and making
There's famous
money,
kids who
never saw a dime.
Yes. Like literally were broke at the end of working their whole childhood.
Yeah.
I'd also argue that
Like Shia LaBeouf, like his family like always took his money and shit.
I do have to say there's something to be said about kids doing chores and kids having a goal and stuff, but having kids have like a full career is not healthy to their development.
I'm gonna be so honest. A couple days ago, I got a call and they're like, Daphne booked a pretty big campaign, and I was like, oh my god, this is so crazy. I feel like Abby Lee Miller, like one of my dancers, is a star. And I said to my agent on the phone, I said, do I have to create her an LLC?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to take... I'm like, how are we getting paid for this? And my agent was like, no, it's an animal. The money can go to you, Paige. I was like, oh,
You're
okay.
gonna be one of these crazy bitches that is like, Paige leaves her entire estate to Daphne when you pass away. And your kids are gonna be like, what the fuck? She'll do a fucking cat.
Do you want to know something? That's funny and like not true, but funny.
Mm-hmm.
Those types of people, I want to shoot them. No, when I hear like, oh, celebrity dies and left entire estate to ex-wife, or like celebrity dies and like donates it all and has 5 kids, he's lucky he died, because I would have fucking killed him if I was his child. I think that is like the rudest, most disrespectful.
Some of these celebs hate their like
Offspring?
their nepo spoiled offspring. So it's like a fuck you.
Okay.
But this is my thing. Fine, donate to charity.
They didn't ask to be there.
Donate to charity though. Like if you're not going to give it to your kids.
If my dad was a billionaire and he died and he left it all to charity, I'm showing up at that charity.
Suddenly,
The name of the charity is called Paige DeSorbo. No, that I just like never understand that. It's like, okay, yeah, donate some to charity, amazing, but to not give any to your children, I can't.
I watch a lot of, celebrity documentaries. I think some of them who are self-made feel like they want their kids to work hard like they did and not just have tons of money.
I couldn't have a more different mindset. I want my child to not even know a thing. Like literally not a thing. I don't want them to struggle for a minute.
Yeah.
No, I mean I do. I want them to build character. But anyway, I feel like that is why you work hard though. It's like, oh, I want to give you a better life than I had.
Speaking of kids going through adversity, I saw this on Instagram. Someone said, when you're a kid and you have to sharpen your pencil.
Yeah.
So you'd get up to the garbage and you just like sharpen it and it feels kind of nice.
Yeah,
and you'd
you're just,
also
like,
get to
taking
like,
a minute.
you take a break.
Yeah.
How that's a version of a cigarette break as a kid.
No, I was the queen of taking a break. The pencil sharpener wasn't enough for me. I was like, ooh, still too stimulating. You guys are all here. I was at the nurse's office. The nurse knew me. Okay.
It's so funny because now you deal with me. Paige will literally be like, this hurts. And I go, you're going on stage, bitch.
No,
I'm not your
literally.
fucking nurse anymore.
I'd walk into the nurse's office and she'd say, what is it today, Paige? I'd say, well, I don't know.
We walk into the
Feeling
green.
a slight tingle in my throat. Better call my mommy.
I feel like my past life when my children died of cholera is coming forward today.
No, I'd literally go to the nurse's office and the nurse would say, why don't we just call your mom, talk to her for a few minutes and see how you feel? And I'd be like, that sounds nice. And so I'd literally go to the nurse's office in the middle of the day, call my mom, see what she was up to, tell her I love her. She'd say, you can finish the rest of the day. And I'd say, fine. And then I would go back to school. I needed like a midday pep talk, okay? It's hard out here.
That's so real. That's
So real. Let kids call their mom during school. What was the harm in it?
It should be like a jail where they have a row of
Hello?
telephones where you go, you're getting a call from PS 321 during the middle of the day. Mom, I can't do it anymore in this place.
No.
It's a prison.
No, I always think about kids that get sent away to like wilderness camp, like, and they like write home, like, please pick us up. Like, we hate it. Like, I think about that all the time. Like, I would have done that.
No, my brother like wrote a. My brother was like you, like he was always in the nurse's office, and he at one point went to camp. First day was like, nope, not doing this.
no.
Wrote this like insane
Scathing email.
The camp had to call my parents to warn them about because they read all the mail, which illegal, and they
Also
were like,
invasive.
and they were like, you're gonna get a really disturbing message from your son, but this was like a week later, and they go, but he's actually doing great right now, so you could kind of disregard that.
Wait, that's so funny.
My brother was like, I will not say it. Then they called my parents because they were like, a piece of there was some contraband that someone got into the cabins, and it was a Playboy that someone brought, and we just need to warn you. And my dad was like, thank you for letting us know. I hope our son's gonna be okay. I'm like, they were like 15 at the time.
Wait. That's so crazy. The evolution of porn. How crazy. Kids had to bring magazines.
No, Des joked, you used to have to go online and print out a photo of boobs. Did you not? I had a friend once who got in trouble when we were young because he was printing out a photo of boobs.
No, I never porn was never in my
Zeitgeist.
yeah, like it wasn't in my middle school, high school zeitgeist. Like I just never.
You went to an all-girls
Yeah,
school.
it never came out.
You went to an all-girls Catholic school?
Yeah.
The amount of shame you guys had about even like talking. Did you have sex ed?
Barely.
They were like, if a guy
They were like,
comes
listen to these 50 Cent lyrics. How dare he? And I'm like, this is a fucking banger. What are you guys talking about? No, we like barely had it. But we did have like religion class that was like, if you have a baby out of wedlock, you're a whore.
Did you ever have a condom class where they took the banana?
Too intense for an all-girls Catholic school, no.
That's
They
so
basically said
bad.
condoms exist.
For whores.
You should know about that. But if you ever thought about stopping God's children from being born,
Meanwhile, how many of the girls were getting abortions?
tens upon tens of hundreds. And like the one girl that did the like religious thing and kept her baby, they were like, you're
Whore.
expelled. You fucking slut. Get out of here. No, it was crazy. It was like, no, what an insane
What a time.
What a time.
What a time.
Actually, I have to go speak at my high school next month. I'm just saying.
Wait, speaking of celebrities and money, did you? This is actually a good segue.
Speaking of whores.
Did you see?
Speaking of whores getting
the,
money.
the best whore in the world, Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Did you see Chris Humphries? Like, there's something happened with the engagement ring.
Oh, yeah. I did see that. She said that how she paid for her engagement ring and he asked for it back.
Yes.
Thoughts?
So Chris Humphries only paid for a fifth of the engagement ring,
Yeah.
but then he wanted it back. That's not how business works, pal.
Not how business works, but he was probably being such a dick during that divorce that he was like, well, give me the ring. And she was like, fine.
Like, yeah, just leave me alone. But also, like, what is he going to do? Like, pawn it off?
Yeah.
Also,
Also, sell it.
at this point, I'd rather, like, keep your 1/5. Let me pay for the whole ring. Why do you need to pay for a fifth of it?
Right. She probably did that for him to feel
It's almost more embarrassing that he can only put in a little bit. I'd rather just be like, you can't do it. At least let me have my ring.
Okay, what are your thoughts on if I were to get married? Why is that funny? You know? Why is that funny? It's just... If I fell in love with a man,
Chris
if I were to give
Yeah.
a man a chance.
Yep.
No.
If a man were to come correct once, just once.
If I were to fall in love with like a broke man,
Yeah. Which honestly I love for you.
no, maybe that's what I need.
Because if he's broke, that means he's so good on so many other things. Except for
basic living needs.
Yeah, basic living needs, and also
that's not even the point.
Not the point. Not the point. We're getting sidetracked.
Let's not even put that into
No.
the atmosphere. If I
We're so good at manifesting on the pod. You're like, nip it in the bud.
if I were to fall in love with a broke man, but I loved the fuck out of him and I wanted to marry him and like this was my person.
Yeah.
And he said that he couldn't afford the engagement ring that I specifically wanted.
Yeah, because it's insane what you're gonna ask for. I don't think anyone can afford the ring that you want.
There's someone out there.
A Princeton
There's
fucking.
someone out there. I actually, for how traditional I am, I think in relationships, that actually wouldn't bother me to buy my own ring because I knew it's something I wanted. Now, him being broke in general would probably bother me more than me buying my own ring.
My question: you're in a relationship and you're doing well.
Okay, yeah.
And you decide, I want this house. And he's like on the fence about it, but you're like, I can buy it, I'm gonna buy it, and I want to buy our house.
Yeah.
Would you buy it? And then it's your asset, you know?
Oh,
like it's your investment.
I'm not even putting his name down?
No.
Oh.
I mean, you
Well,
can
heck
if
yeah.
you want.
Well, hell yeah. You know what? Hell yeah. This is my house, bitch.
I was saying, the second you get married, you like, obviously you can put your name on everything, but like, you can buy what you want, like, because you could live 2 lives. Why make money if you are still waiting on him to buy you stuff?
Honestly, it only matters if we were to get divorced. Because if we were to get the divorce,
Yeah.
houses in my name automatically goes to me.
Yeah.
But
Like because I'm just saying ring or house. I'm saying, what if you're looking at a house and you know if I put more of my money in, we could get a nicer house. Would you do that?
yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
So it's kind of, but the ring is such a romantic gesture
yes,
of like,
yeah.
but also
Of courting.
if you care a lot about what other people think of the size of your ring,
yeah.
and he's
I
not
do.
hitting it, then you might
Yeah.
want to add some buffer to it.
I'll add a buffer.
Would you tell people if you added a buffer?
No, because I feel like that would make him feel insecure.
Yeah.
Would I tell
you
him at nighttime when it's just the two of us? Hell yeah.
Would I bring it up every time?
Every time we fought? Fuck yeah. When I was giving birth to his children, I'd be like, what have you done at all?
You couldn't even get a full fucking this ring. I fucking had to get for myself with my blood, sweat, and tears. Someone was
Absolutely.
joking online about like if your husband murdered someone,
Yeah.
would you throw them under the bus? And they were like, no. But every time we got like I wanted him to do something, I'd be like, you better go hand me the remote in the other room, or I'm gonna make a phone call.
I'm a big fan of blackmail.
I'm gonna make a phone call.
Yeah.
It's on speed dial.
Yeah, it's like I would hold it over his
Remember
head.
speed dial?
Wait.
That's like I feel
Wait.
like you had it saved in the like telephone.
In like real home phones?
Yeah, so like you'd press 1. I might have just made
I
it up.
don't
And
remember that.
These two are not helpful for this.
Yeah.
They have no idea what's going on. One other thing about relationships that was actually I learned from Detroiters, which you all should watch. Watch the first episode. Tell me what you think. It's my favorite comedy right now. They said when you're in a relationship, you have to feel like that person enables your star factor. And I really liked that. I really liked that because there's a lot of like, oh, you know, only one person could be a star, whatever. I feel like you should bring out the star in each other.
I've realized that like if you want to be a better person for that person, like that's a good sign. Like I've never
Yes.
wanted to like improve something about myself.
Or you find yourself
Because-
actually getting worse.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't have to improve anything because I'm so much better than you. It's like
Or-
you need time to catch up.
Or yeah, you're not improving because you're so busy trying to improve them
Yeah.
that you're actually haven't even like focused on yourself
Yeah.
at all.
So I know like I'm in a healthy relationship when I'm like, wait,
When you check yourself.
yeah, when I'm like, wait, I actually want to eat a little healthier.
I pulled my back out last week.
Doing Pilates?
Yeah.
Like in the midst of the class, you were like, something's not right.
In the midst of the class, I think I had too much adrenaline and I didn't realize it, but I was doing a move very wrong for way too long. Like, you know, it's like you do everything for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I was 2.5 minutes in and the lady was like, whoa, 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 whoa. How did you even get your body
Wow.
in this way? but I'm not gonna point fingers. Girl copying the girl in front of me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So,
So
someone check on her back as well because we're both not doing well.
girl,
No,
if you're listening to the pod, hit me up. We can ice packs together.
that's literally being in middle school and you both failed the test.
Yeah.
It's like who cheated off who? We don't know.
Because I'm just going on what she's doing. Because sometimes, whatever. But long story short, she should have caught it earlier.
Yeah. And it's on her.
And I go, look, it's like no one did anything. I never did anything wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone did everything else wrong. But I was doing this like crazy twisting move, and I was bending during the twist, and you're supposed to stand during the twist. Whatever. I fucked it up. I'm not of the age where I just snap back.
No.
And obviously after Pilates, what do you think I did all day? Sat in a weird position watching Detroiters for the next 8 hours. So I got up and I immediately was like, I've pulled my back out.
Do you want to know the last time that happened to me? I got a cat. So watch out.
Oh, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. But I Googled it and they were like, the one thing you shouldn't do if you've pulled your back is like sit in the same position for too long. And I was like, well, that's the only thing I'm going to do.
So what if you've already done that?
I was like, it's too late for me.
Yeah.
And I had already pressured Grace the next morning to do
Go into
Pilates
another
with
one?
me. Yeah.
Oh, well, you've done it to yourself.
So I wake up in the morning, and not only am I fighting my own demons, but I have sweet, sweet Grace, who looks forward to this with me. It's like pretty much, look, she doesn't have a lot of other things going on. She has so much, she's up to here with work. It is the highlight of her day.
Yeah.
I make a couple
She's
jokes.
like, let me get a good stretch in with
She's
my
laughing
boss.
because it's true.
Yeah.
I'm making jokes. I'm whenever it's a hard exercise, I look over at her and we have a moment together.
Yeah.
It's really it's so fun.
She's like, I love my job. I love my job. I love my job.
So this was like literally me being insane, and I'm gonna pull it up. So I send her a long voice note because
Grace?
Yes.
Hasn't she endured enough?
And
after the class, you're like, let me follow up with her?
No, before the class, I send her a whole thing. I'm like, I am so sorry to ruin your day. I'm not gonna be able to make it to class today.
Yeah.
I pulled my back out.
Oh, okay.
So she goes, OMG, Godspeed, we'll miss you. Looking back at it now, I think she just said it to say it. But when I saw it, I go, oh my God, she's gonna miss me.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Is she going to be okay to be in the class by herself?
So then I'm like, Hannah, just go. Because
Yeah.
I started Googling, can you do Pilates with a bad back? And they were like, oh, Pilates is actually good for a bad back. And I'm like, that's
Do you
crazy.
think that people at Google are ever like, no, you fucking idiot.
It literally says, if you have a bad back, Pilates can help it. And I go, so I'm going back to the source of the pain. So then I go, okay, well, maybe I'm being a little bitch and I should just go and it'll help my back. So I respond to her. I go, actually, never mind. I'll go. She goes, okay. I go, thank you. And then,
Why did you say thank you?
then 10 minutes later, I go, actually, my back hurts too much. Never mind.
Oh my God.
Because I stood up and I was like, no.
You know what's hurting now? Grace's fucking head. Okay, her brain.
So this is at 11:15. 11:16, I go, JK coming.
No. What time was the class?
11:30, so like I have to leave. So she goes, someone is at war with their brain. Someone is at war with their brain this morning. And then the best part is after that I go, JK can't. JK can't. And then she goes, rest. And I'm like, why didn't you say rest in the beginning? Because I would have just rested. But instead I felt like I was ruining your fucking day. So again, Grace and
Oh my God.
I had to, anyway, like I should not put her through that, but I was fighting for my life because I kept
Yeah.
being like, "Am I being a pussy?"
Yeah. So now how's your back?
Great, I need a day off. I really need that day off. Honestly, it made so much of a difference.
You literally, and here's the thing about when you hurt yourself, you don't realize it until that moment that you're getting older and that you don't bounce back and until you're not bouncing back.
Until it's too late and you can't feed your own cat because as you bend down to give her water.
Yeah, and you get like frustrated at yourself. You're like, no, be healed now.
No, 100%.
Even like going to Pilates, like this past week, I like ate the healthiest I've eaten in like years, and I went to Pilates, and I looked in the mirror, and I was like, where are the results?
Like, you do not snap back.
You just don't snap back.
When I tell you, all I had to take was a sturdy shit in my 20s, and I was like, okay, snap.
No,
snatched
truly,
to the heavens.
truly.
Speaking of body shaming,
Yeah.
did I ever tell you what my nickname was? Like through high school into college?
No.
Quadzilla.
What?
Quadzilla.
Hannah.
Which
no, I'd quite literally
why I'm
dig
funny.
my own grave.
That's
and
why I'm
pass
funny.
away.
That's why I have a good personality. I had huge. I still. They're not as strong, but I used to have like my quads were like.
What is a quad?
It's like above your knee. Like my quads were so
Okay.
strong, the muscles were like bulging over my kneecaps.
So like your thighs.
Like I could squat like insane amounts, and I was really fast on the court, and like literally like hot guys would be like, "Sup, Quadzilla." I'm like, sorry, I'm just like trying my best.
It's also just like not creative, just like not a good nickname. Quadzilla?
No, the kids were so lazy with it, and it stuck. See, before that, it was called elf ears, so it was kind of, honestly, at least it was powerful in a way.
At least you thought of Christmas and joy. Quadzilla.
Christmas and joy.
That's crazy behavior.
And like, I couldn't tell if like they thought my legs were like cute or not.
I don't.
But I told you, I'll always have guys being like, "Hey, what do you do for those calves?" Like they want my like calf workout.
No, Hannah, you're stronger. You are so strong because if someone asked me, a man specifically said, "What do you do for your calf workouts?" I'd.
No, men look at me like a horse. They like check
Yeah,
my teeth. They're like,
why are men always trying to like treat you like they're breeding with you?
Yeah, and they're like, "What's your vert?"
Yeah, what?
They're like, "Do you want to race?"
Men always get so oddly competitive with you in
No.
like such a what
But
is
that's
that?
why-
I wonder if it's just like the energy you give off
I do
like
have to say,
immediately.
I did start thriving in college though, because Division I babies were like a topic.
Okay.
So like a lot of the athletes would, be courting women.
Yeah.
And then they'd see me.
Yeah.
And they just smell a Nike sponsorship for their child like immediately. Like, yeah, you could go with the sorority girl
Yeah.
who can't fucking walk in a straight line. Or I could fucking throw a football
Yeah.
100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want for our child? Do you want
Right.
your child to dunk
Right.
with these calves?
And if
So it's just like a matter of what kind of DNA you want.
wow.
But a lot of these
No, I will say no one's ever come up to me and said like, "Hey, our kids might be athletic." If anything, they're like, "I think you'll have a gay son."
I have a gay son who, let's just say, could palm a basketball with your
Yeah.
fingers.
Don't
One thing about
talk
me.
about my unborn gay son because he's fabulous. No.
Wait, do you think your son's gonna be gay?
I don't know.
You want it so bad.
I think that if I had all boys I'd actually like go to church for so many days in a row and be like, where did I mess up? And like
Yeah.
if one of them is not gay, God is really trying to teach me something.
I have heard that like you've been cracking me up on the road about the boy moms joke. Which like we're not doing anymore.
No,
Can
the
we
boy
please do it?
Yeah.
So I found a photo of Paige dressed up like
Just like the pinnacle of what you like when you picture a boy mom
Yeah.
like picking her son up from practice.
and like her
that's the
son's
outfit
name
I'm
is
wearing.
like Tanner, Tucker, something crazy.
Xylophone.
No. And you have like flannel on, and you have your knee-high boots, and like you have your
have
Starbucks
a
order that was
beanie.
so complicated and unnecessary.
And like the weather isn't conducive for a beanie, but
Yep.
she's wearing
It's
a beanie.
part of your look because it is fall.
It's part of her allure.
Yes.
And like she just gives that like her oldest, Trenton, she loves him the most, and like everyone knows she loves him the most, and she like writes him notes in his lunchbox that like nobody's gonna ever love you the way mommy loves you. Like his little girlfriend, she like refers to her as little girlfriend, and she also like wants to fuck him.
You literally show this outfit. Paige is like, this is an outfit of a boy mom who wants to fuck her eldest son, and
Yeah.
that is so real.
It's so real.
I might think you having a daughter would be too powerful. The alliance you guys would have. Maybe
well,
the universe.
once, honestly, Daphne did something over the weekend with a dog. Actually, let me just tell the
Just
gigglers.
tell him.
So Daphne was in the same vicinity as a dog this weekend. And I was really nervous about it. So I was like, oh, I'm going to put gates up and like she can't. I don't need her anywhere near this
the
dog. Obviously, in true like
Cat
fashion, I turned my head for a minute and I'm like, where the fuck's the cat? I see her standing on like a thing of stairs, staring at this dog. This dog is backed up into a corner crying, okay? Daphne's literally like far away from him too, like maybe like 30 feet away from this dog.
Mm-hmm.
She's just sitting on the stairs looking at this dog, licking her paw. Just being like
unfazed,
like, this is my house now, bitch. Like, I don't. And in that moment, I was like, you're my biological daughter. You don't give a fuck about a boy.
That's my baby.
Like, that's my. So, like, the thought of like watching my daughter do something that's like against the patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, it's too powerful. I'll cry.
I'm so proud of her. Also, so she wasn't even like hissing or anything. She literally was just like, look at this.
She literally looked at the dog. I almost felt like she looked at the dog, looked at me, and was like, okay. That was the energy she was giving to me.
I'm obsessed with her so much. We had a Zoom recently where both Butter and Daphne were on the Zoom.
Yeah.
And so they kind of met.
They did.
They didn't make eye contact, but like.
But they were like.
They're on a work call together.
Yeah, they were like, if you guys don't leave us anything after you die.
Divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica Simpson has new music inspired from her divorce. Have you seen it?
Wait.
Jessica
Simpson. Yeah. Oh, I forgot she was
She
getting
was with
a divorce.
a hockey player, so we knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But
oh, he was?
I think so.
I don't think so.
Can we Google who Jessica
I think you're getting her.
Simpson's ex was?
Are you thinking Carrie Underwood?
It's possible. It's possible. Was he a businessman or was he a hockey player?
I think he was a businessman.
Well, he had a blockhead. And
what is a businessman? You know,
again, something men made up to feel
like,
important.
What is? I think he's a football player.
Football. Oh, football. Even worse.
Oh.
Arguably the same. So he like cheated, I guess.
Okay.
So she's back doing music, which
good.
It's interesting. It's like he leaves, she's back doing what she's passionate about. Also, the hate that woman got.
No, I have it burned in my brain. The outfit she was wearing, denim, flared jeans with a leopard belt and a white T-shirt, and they were like, "This woman is huge."
Well, yeah, they weight shamed her,
Yeah.
but also they shamed her voice, which like, I'm sorry. Like,
people were
can you guys
always
sing
mean
better?
to Jessica Simpson.
Can you guys sing better? Then shut the fuck up. Also, I loved her voice.
She's got the last laugh now, though. I think she's a legit billionaire.
Good.
From her Jessica Simpson line. Her shoe line, like her line.
Yeah, she's really
does incredibly.
But it looks like she's back. It's the first time she performed in like years. So shout out to her. I'm proud of her.
I'm so proud of her. I've been seeing this thing on TikTok and I'm gonna try and do it. Let me update the gigglers on my face masks this weekend.
Oh.
I did 2 face masks. One was a Medicube. I'll put it in the newsletter. I was obsessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. And then I've been seeing this thing on TikTok where it's like how to stay more present like in your everyday life, which is something I'm really trying to work on. Like staying present in the moment that we're in, you know, like not letting my mind wander and then I'm having like a fake fight with someone in my brain. I'm like, how did we get
and
here?
then 4 hours later.
Yeah, I'm like, I won. But it's called a color walk. And basically you go out on a walk and you pick a color. And then every time you see that color, like you note it in your head, like, okay, red stop sign, like red awning, red car.
It sounds like a kid game.
Yeah.
Are you sure it wasn't like for parents whose kids were being annoying on walks?
I Spy with my little eyes. Wow. Now that I think about it, me and my mom played I Spy all the freaking time. Every time we got in the doctor's office, she was like, okay, let's play. I just caught on now.
That's what they say though when you're having a panic attack, to like look at
present,
something and
yeah.
say like
put your feet on the
color,
ground.
the smell, whatever, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're really connecting to colors right now.
No, I'm really connecting to like nature, trying to get my 10K steps in.
Wait, why does this make me like more worried for your well-being? Like, what are you searching for that you don't have right now?
A husband.
Your travel in and out of being like, if I have to see a man. I do have to say, though, it just takes one man. And for everyone listening, we joke about decentering. We don't joke. It's very serious, decentering. But you want to decenter while finding that one person.
No, I'm also like just being like funny and sarcastic.
Yeah.
My REM has never been better.
Mm-hmm.
My skin has been better. But like, you know, like when you have like things you want to do that you're like, oh, I really want to do those, but like I just never have time. And unless like, once I have like a full Sunday off, like I'll do all those things. I've been doing all those things.
Wait, I'm so proud of you. Are you ever worried that you're going to clog all your pores with too many masks?
Okay, first of all, have you been texting my mom?
No, it's just, are you drowning yourself?
Well, okay, I'm dealing with 4 pimples right now, so like, be easy on me.
So I've been sending her memes
No.
of her pimples' personalities.
In just different things personified. Usually my route is like, I'm going to dry the fuck out of my skin. I'm going to dry this pimple right up.
Mm-hmm.
But this weekend I went and did the opposite and I hydrated my skin like 1,000 times more than I ever would. And my skin actually, my pimples did get better. I'm still like,
Because sometimes when you're dry, I feel like it adds more oils, which can clog it more. Like I kind of made that up, but like.
No, I mean, it sounds right, but I didn't.
I also do feel like pimples have a natural life cycle that sometimes you just have to let them live.
Yeah. The best thing that I use, again, I'll put it in the newsletter, is my like light zapper to like stop an active pimple. No, it really truly does work. It like stops the bacteria. Wait till you read the newsletter this week.
What is the spray that you use for like for weeds?
Roundup.
Oh,
She goes, I use my Roundup and I give it a little
Honest.
spritz.
honestly. That is something I would do.
I do have to say, this was the first weekend we had free in like forever.
Yeah.
And I was really battling demons though, because I would like be like, oh my God, this feels so good. And then like 4 hours in, I'd be like, am I depressed? And then I'd be like, no, we're enjoying ourselves. And
I would like put things on my list and be like, if I have this free day, like I might as well get this done. And I had to like act. And that's how I felt like I've crossed over into adulthood. I had to actively be like, no, relax, rest.
See, resting is huge.
But I feel guilty.
No, resting is so important, which we learned from my back earlier in this episode.
That's true.
I've not become a full adult yet because my mom called me and was like, you haven't been to the gynecologist in years. And I was like, I go, well, I don't have a gynecologist and no one set me up with one. And she was like, that's not how it works. So I went on ZocDoc. And this is the thing, ZocDoc for gyno is wild. But I honestly liked her energy from her photo.
You have to go on vibes because
And, like,
there's nothing else on ZocDoc to go by.
Whose forearm do I want in my pussy?
Yeah.
So she was cute. She seemed nice.
Because you're never going male. Except
Over
for
my
my
dead body.
freezing my eggs. My doctor is a guy, and I'm fine with it. He's made me fine with it.
I don't remember it being so quick though. She literally just like in and out, shoved it, felt up my boobs.
Yeah.
I do have a lipoma. I have like a big fat cell on
Tell him about
the
it.
side of. Have you seen it?
Of course I have.
No, I have like a huge fat globule.
You have to go to a dermatologist and get that taken out?
I just searched on ZocDoc lipoma doctor and I just set up an appointment. So we'll see what happens
Okay,
there.
this is really important to me specifically. I either need a full video of them taking that out of you, or I need to come with you. This
Wait,
is
can you
my
please come with me?
Super Bowl.
No, but this is my problem is that I want to go in and be like, can you cut it out? Thank you. Where I think it's like going to be a whole thing.
Sometimes I watch videos and it's sister lipoma, and you have to guess. And I love those videos.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, how do they get the lipoma out?
They literally chop it off.
Okay, well, do you think they'll be able to do it the first time? Because I really don't want to go back and forth like 100 times.
No, I think you're going to have to go in for a consultation first. They're not just going to meet you and say, let's chop your skin off.
What if I just give them a 20 and I'm like, can you just
You're like,
cut
let's
it
just,
off, please?
let's just freeze this off, huh?
There's like different, anyway, it's growing. And honestly, like the summer's coming and I just feel like
you need it off.
I need it off.
It's,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but she said it's not breast cancer. So just want to let you guys know.
Oh, good.
Some
I
people-
didn't even know that was something that.
It's just like, it's close to my boob.
Got it. Okay.
Wow, the pod has gotten crazy.
No, we went in so many different directions. Who even knows?
Honestly, and the final celeb I want to bring up, who I've honestly never respected more. And she gets torn apart for everything she does.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
What'd she do?
She was paparazzi'd with Travis Kelce.
Mm-hmm.
and the back of her hair,
A mess?
a complete mess.
Not her business.
None of her business.
The woman is a businesswoman. The back of her hair, not important.
It's starting to make me realize, like, the gag has been on us the whole time. Like, I think she loves people being like, her style's not great, her whatever's great, because she's like, I'm a billionaire.
Yeah.
And I still do whatever the fuck I want. And I'm not going to conform to whatever societal pressure you think a female celebrity should be. And her walking on this date where she knew was going to get photographed and her hair being a damn mess in the back.
Yeah, she didn't want to go to dinner.
She
Literally, that's a woman who was on the couch and was like, do we have
She
to
she
go?
thought she was going to get out of it.
Yeah, she thought she was going to get out of it.
She really thought,
And
she
then
was like,
last
it's windy outside.
Yeah.
Have you seen the wind? I don't know if the roads got canceled. Some quick updates. Our book
Yes.
comes out in less than a month. And I know you guys thought this was a bit. So did we. It's not a bit. It's done. The book is done. And a lot of you have already pre-ordered it. However, I looked at the numbers of the people who listened to the pod and the people who have pre-ordered the book. Some of you haven't. No, literally, I'll
Gigglers.
find you.
Hello.
Some of you haven't. This book is our passion, our life's work. I highly recommend go and
Our
order
thesis.
it. Our thesis statement of
No,
life.
like we worked on our thesis.
It's literally, we put our heart and soul, we bled onto it. And if you click in the description, you can pre-order it and you'll be one of the first to get it when it comes out on April 15th. Also, the audiobook is available, so you can immediately get it. So do it now so you don't forget.
which is basically just listening to the pod.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
it's just a spicier, fun pod.
Yes.
A longer pod.
A longer pod where we like anyway, yeah. I'm trying to think of something. Also, I have shows in Albany this weekend. Are you coming?
Oh yeah, when? Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Do you want to come Thursday?
Yeah.
We'll talk about it. But I also just announced shows in New Haven, Connecticut, Providence, Rhode Island, Brooks, California, Highland, California, Ridgeville, Connecticut, Red Bank, New Jersey, and West Hampton Beach. Those are all my new hour.
Yay. I'm so excited.
Paige is going to see my new hour this week, give me
Yeah.
notes.
I'm so excited for it.
She might actually do her own 10 minutes. We'll
I'm
see.
not doing that ever. But thank
I quote
you.
Paige DeSorbo. She said, I would never stand for that long.
I couldn't. I'd pass out.
Literally, I've been watching your Amazon Live sometimes when I missed you.
I have to say.
You're doing full stand-up.
You're doing full
You're doing full stand-up. But
stand-up.
literally, I was like kicking my legs. I was like, we love you guys so much. Thank you for giggling. Talk soon. Bye.